Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV. Listen, ooh, that is so loud. Listen, let's talk about Project Hail Mary. I went to go see Project Hail Mary. It's probably now been about a week ago, and I meant to give you my thoughts on Project Hail Mary. So that's what I will do right now. Now, Project Hail Mary stars Ryan Gosling. Uh, Let me see who else. I want to make sure that I get everybody in here. Here we go. So this is a screenplay by Drew Goddard, based on the book Project Hail Mary, written by Andy Weir. It is produced by Amy Pascal, Ryan Gosling, Phil Lord, Christopher Miller, and so forth. It's starring Ryan Gosling, Sandra Hüller, James Ortiz, and Lionel Boyce. It was released by MGM Studios, Amazon MGM Studios, and Sony Pictures. Let me see. So it had a budget of $200 million, and so far it has made about 300 million. But let me check with Box Office Mojo. See where we are with Box Office Mojo really quickly. It's not giving me the totality. Why is it not getting here? Yeah, 330,000. Excuse me. $330 million it has made over a week. So it's gone well above its budget of $200 million. Now, I know that there's all these numbers that you got to play with in order for it to be profitable. But yeah, that's where it's at right now. So it was a science fiction story in regards Ryan Gosling, who plays a science teacher, like a junior high or a high school science teacher, and he is called upon the greatest scientist because the sun is being basically eaten up by little microbes, and so he figures out what the microbes are, and they figure out that they can make energy and fuel out of the microbes. They figure all of this stuff out. However, they see that there is one planet, like all the planets, all the places that have a lot of light or light energy, they're being affected, but except for one planet. So to get to this planet, I think it takes like four or five, it takes a long time to get to this planet. And they know that they only had enough fuel to go to the planet, but they don't have enough fuel to come back to the planet. So they got these little space probes that they're supposed to send back with the information on what's going on. So they gather a group of scientists to go. And again, Ryan Gosling's character, whose last name is Grace, so we're going to call him Grace. Grace is training the people about the astrovich. I think that's what they call it. Training the people about these microbes and what they need to do. And they were about to go off in space, but apparently somebody made a miscalculation on this astrophage fuel, which caused for the science crew to blow up. So they didn't have time to train a new science crew. So they end up telling Ryan Gosling that, they end up telling Grace that he has to go. Grace is like, this is a suicide mission. I don't sign up to do a suicide mission. And again, the head of the science project team, she's got carte blanche. She has all kinds of authority and money to do anything and everything that she wants. When he said he wasn't going to go, baby, they tackled him, drugged him, and gave him medication where it took him a while to remember who he was and what he was doing, and sent him on his merry way. You hear me? So when the movie starts, we see him because he's coming to, he doesn't know where he's at. He realizes he in space. He comes across the crew members. They are deceased now. How they died, it was a mystery. No one knows how they died. He woke up and they was dead. And so he ends up getting his memory back. He ends up remembering all the stuff that's happening. And we see all of that I just told you. We see that in flashbacks. So now he is working on, he slowly remembers what he's there for. Then he comes across this ship, in which he calls the Blip. And he realizes that the ship, something in the ship is talking to him. And he ends up coming across, the thing keeps sending him stuff over. It's a whole lot of low lotta, but anyway, it's an alien, space alien, and he ends up being able to dialogue with this space alien. And he ends up, the alien is there because of the fact that his planet is dying, and those two work together through a whole lot of stuff, in order to get the microbes that's going to in fact be able to eat the astrophage or whatever that is, to stop it from feeding, because the astrophy feeds on the sun and feeds on planets that have a lot of light. So they were able to come up with, to go to that planet, and it was a lot of stuff, beautiful space scenes, a beautiful camaraderie between Grace and the space alien. I know they gave that space alien a name, but my mind bad, y'all. I can't remember what the name that he gave that alien, because I know he named the planet Rocky. Rocky is the name that he made, because he's a rock. He looked like a little spider rock thing. Because I know that they named the planet that was able to help them. What did they name it? I hate when things come off. They named it after Rocky's girlfriend. So, but anyway, all of that to say that they did find the cure. However, the problem is, well, they found the cure, and Rocky told Grace that he has enough. He could give him enough fuel so that he could get back home. That they had, and so that's what happened. Rocky gave Grace enough fuel so that he could head back home, and it's going to be like 4 years to go home. The problem is the containers that they use to house the cure ate through the container, and Rocky's ship is made of that container. And so what will happen is that Rocky's ship is going to get ate up. So Grace had to make the decision: do I go back home or do I help Rocky so that he can save his folks? So he decides he's going to go help Rocky. He sends the probes off. He goes back to help Rocky. He shows him how to keep the microbes in the container. And he does that, and he ends up going to Rocky's planet and living on Rocky's planet, because I guess they were so grateful they figured out how to make a living containment for Grace to be able to live amongst them. And so that was basically the movie. I will tell you, this movie was one of those movies that at the end it was a feel good movie. You felt good, but baby, having to sit and find out what was happening to Grace along with Grace, that type of feel in that movie, I absolutely enjoyed that. I enjoyed because he didn't know what was going on. I enjoyed the fact that I didn't know what was going on. And every little piece we found out. At first, when we came upon Rocky's ship, fear hit me like, oh, Lord, they finna eat Grace. But it ended up that's not the case. So overall, like I said, the cinematography, in my opinion, was beautiful. And what I mean by that, I have space screensavers on my thing, and just to see the beautiful colors of different planets that they had depicted, they'd shown different colors, how Rocky's ship worked, because Grace wasn't able to go into Rocky's ship because I think Rocky's ship was ammonia based, I believe. I can't remember. He couldn't breathe that. He couldn't breathe the air that Rocky and them could breathe. And so I did like how Rocky was, you know, he's an engineer, so he figured out ways to be able to make it so that he can move around on Grace's ship. And the octagon was always present in there. You know, he made little space balls, and he was able to run around and everything like that. And I did like the fact that there was a period in there where Rocky had to make a decision in order to save Grace. And he made that decision, and that decision did cost him, but he did recover. But overall, I like that. I like the humanity of it all. Now, I was pissed off about them drugging that man and making him go, but I do understand the humanity of that. You know, is you or the world? I understand the humanity, and I understand the impossible decisions they had to make on that. Overall, I liked the movie. It moved kind of slow in the beginning, but it did pick up and it did start to make you feel good. It's one of those movies that makes you feel good. So, uh, out of 5 stars, I'll give it a solid 3. It wouldn't be a movie that I would go back to see, but it is a good movie. You know, I wouldn't go back to the movies to see it, but if it came on television, it definitely is a bingeable, watchable movie. So, uh, 3 out of 5 stars, something that you should definitely go see. All right, people. We do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. What did you go watch Project Hail Mary? What did you all think about it? Put it down in the comments below. All right, people, please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye-bye.